no one is going to come and save you. Let me just say that straight up. Sometimes that's a hard thing to hear. Sometimes all we're waiting for in life is for someone to get us out of our misery, to get us out of our suffering. And we just feel like a victim of life. We feel like, why am I going through this? I'm going through this torture. God, you've abandoned me. Why is everything so hard? Why is it so difficult for me to get to this place I want to get to? Sometimes we can get in those spaces where we just feel very confused, very let down, very disappointed in life, very disappointed with ourselves and insecure about where we're going to go, how we feel about where we are. And I'm not going to lie, sometimes I even talking to God and I'm like, why? Why would you make me believe in such high possibilities and these things not being my reality, you know? And I get into the spiral where I feel like a victim and I complain and I'm not really looking at the bright side of life, which is completely okay. We can't always feel at our best. We can't always believe in ourselves. I think this is also something to do with our self esteem. But this is often a mindset where we are waiting for something or someone to come into our life and to make things better. We think that something outside of us is going to be so powerful that when this one thing happens, my life is going to change and everything is going to be all right. We sometimes place so much value in the things that we want, in a certain goal, in a certain desire or a dream, that we think that this certain desire or dream is going to be the solution to all our problems. And that's where we start to feel miserable when we don't have that, when we're not there. And we start to feel sometimes like we're not capable of getting there, or, we feel like we're not good enough. A lot of the times we will be presented with like a dream or a desire, and this can be so powerful. This can really fuel our passion, really sometimes fuel our direction in life when we finally feel like, I know where I want to go. But then to realize that the place you want to go to is still so far away and is still very far from being in your present reality in a tangible manner, it can be very discouraging and it can make us feel like we're not good enough. It can make us feel very insecure because you're never sure if you're really going to get there. And that is one of my biggest fears. It's like going after something, going after a dream and working over time. And sometimes we get into these moments where we just feel like everything is against us and we feel so stupid and naive for believing in things that aren't visible. That is a very powerful, thing to do. Going after dreams, going after things that you are not even certain they can become a reality. It's a very scary thing. It's a very scary thing to dream. It's a very scary thing to hope. And I always say it's like allowing yourself to dream and follow your desires is going to bring in a lot of suffering sometimes, especially when you don't know if you're doing the right thing and if you're on the right track. But I want to say something that's very like sometimes easier, well, a lot of the times easier said than done, is that these dreams and these visions, if you have them, if you have those desires, these are there for a reason. And they have been shown to you for a reason. You have this dream that you hold very close to your heart, not just to taunt you, not just to make you feel crazy, not just to embarrass you as you're on your way to getting there. If you have a dream like that, it's because you are able to achieve it. I truly believe that. And in the space between getting that dream or that vision revealed to us and making it a reality, there's so much room for transformation. And we are really getting to know ourselves and growing so much, and we getting challenged. But this is a way that our work ethic, our mind, our heart, our focus, our discipline is getting challenged, and it's also able to evolve. If everything would come very easy like that, we wouldn't really grow as a person. And I think at the end of the day, like they say, it's all about the journey and not the destination. So this little period of torture might be very, very necessary, even though in the moment it can feel very tough, unfair, and we feel hopeless. But putting our hopes and our focus on people outside of us, and sometimes this can manifest as some opportunities like a job offer, any type of milestone. I think this can also be with like wanting children or wanting marriage or wanting to travel somewhere. Any type of goal you can imagine, any type of dream you can envision. Sometimes when we are not yet at the place where we want to get, but we're so impatient to get there, we start to dream and wish and hope for miracles, or we think that someone outside of us has to come in to make this a reality because it seems so unreal for this to take place in our lives. Maybe we don't have the money. Maybe we barely made it through a year of studying. Maybe we go on date after date and nothing seems to be working, right? And what I learned, and something that I had to go through in the hard way, I had to learn this in the hard way because I noticed that this is not something that we know a lot of the times, that we are usually the one that will have to save ourselves. Sometimes when we're so stubborn and when we really want things to go our way and we truly have not learned patience yet and the importance of being able to work towards something and not wanting it instantly, or sometimes it's just the lack of self esteem and feeling like we cannot do things on our own and we need someone to do it for us or with us. That can lead us to leaning and almost having more confidence in people outside of us than ourselves. And the way that I say that is very dangerous is because I have been in this place as well where, I wanted a certain dream and it seemed like it was impossible, or I had been working for like a year, and for me, a year was what? Too slow, or I was getting impatient and I just felt like I can't do this on my own. Like, who am I to think that this will work? I'm not good enough. And there are people in this world, and this is a disclaimer, not everyone, right? But there are people in this world that will take advantage of you being in such a position of wanting something so badly, but being impatient and also not trusting in your own ability to get there. Because you are in a very vulnerable place when you are so attached to a certain desire, a dream, because it's something very close to our heart that we want. Most of the time, it's like almost a life purpose that it can become. And there are people in this world that will take advantage of artists, of creators, or just of dreamers in general. They will come to you as a savior, make you feel like, yes, they can give you all the solutions to your problems. But usually that is how people get like exploited. They often benefit more from it than you ever will. The way that we often see this in society is, for example, like churches or gurus or coaches. You can see it even on the internet. People exploit people's desires for getting financial freedom and tell them that they have all the answers, or you can buy just like course and you will be able to get exactly where they are. But there is so much more to having that, because at the end of the day, once you rely on them, they have kind of control over your dream, because as soon as they drop you, you will feel like you never even had the ability to make it on your own. So maybe you're not good enough to go after it again. And that's a very vulnerable place to be in. So when we are in this place where we're hoping for people outside of ourselves to save us, a lot of the times it can bring in false saviors that will make you feel like they got the answers to all your solutions. But at the end of the day, the real savior will always be you. The one that will truly bring you happiness in this life will always be you. No one else. Other people can give you pleasure and happiness for a certain amount of time, but as long as you cannot make yourself happy, as long as you don't have the trust in yourself that you can survive and you can get back up and work towards something, and in whatever situation, imagine one day you lose everything. If you haven't built that trust that no matter what situation, context you are in, you are able to get up and make your dreams come true. You are able to provide for yourself. You are able to be your own savior, be your own hero in your time of need. We will constantly be in this place of, well, not constantly be, but it's kind of going to eat at your self esteem over time, you know. And I really feel like building that self esteem, building that very close relationship to yourself, and remembering that you have all the power to be the person that you want to be is a very beautiful place to get to. But it takes time. This is where we learn patience. This is where we learn self love. This is where we learn to be determined. This is where we learn discipline and courage. And it's not easy, but it's absolutely worth the ride. Don't wait for someone else to make your life good, because you will be dependent on that person. And after they leave, or if something happens, you will be exactly at the place you were when you met them. So in life, if you want to be sustainable, if you want to go to a place and trust yourself and build not only your dream, but build yourself up as a person that will be able to sustain that position, that wealth, that status, that success you have created for yourself, please build on yourself. Because there's also this fear of success where we don't know that once we acquire what we wanted, that we are able to handle it, that we are able to sustain it, that we are able to keep what we have created. But on the way to getting there, through trial and error and through always picking yourself back up, you are building your character, building resilience, and you are becoming the person that is able to handle that and much more. So I don't know who needed to hear this today. But if you are waiting for someone to make your life better, if you're waiting for some situation to come, to happen, some job to come, some magical wind blow of money to fall into your lap, this might happen once, yes, but once you lose it, you will be back at the place you are right now. You are the one you have to count on. You will always be the one to make you truly happy. Yes, it will not be as fast, but life is not a quick fix. You got this. But you have to believe in yourself, even when everything looks like it's not going to happen. Trust yourself more than you trust anyone else, or at least build that confidence. Hope you liked that message. If you did, feel free to like, subscribe to the channel, and send it to whoever you feel needs to hear this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.